Everybody, I'm Kathy Hester and I'm hanging out on my deck as the sun is getting ready to go down. So there's a limited amount of time that I'll get to hang out with you today. But a couple of things I just wanted to talk about, and one being the most important thing that you probably saw, which is free Halloween classes. Woo! And here I even have a Halloween t-shirt on. Imagine that. So, what I wanted to tell you is that I have two Halloween classes that were taped a while back on a platform called Chibo. And while I didn't want to sell them necessarily now because the quality isn't quite as good as what I'm putting out now. Hey, Linda, it's awesome to see you. And Anne, welcome, you guys. If you don't already have it, so this is all you have to do. You go to the link, and then even in the checkout form, it tells you to enter in the code. I have it highlighted for you. So do not buy these classes. Put in Halloween 2022 and you get them for free. I think both classes are about 2.5 hours. Hey, Joanne! It has been a crazy day here in the Hester household, but you can sort of see, sorry, going the wrong way, a little bit of fall over there across the street at my neighbor's house. It's just like brilliant red and awesome. And this is probably one of the last 6 o'clock, after 6 o'clock, that I'll be able to go live at all outside because it's going to be too dark. Hey, Amber and Gina. And yes, Linda already has it. So the two classes, and I know Joanne took them when it was on Chibo, I think. So there's two. One is whole food plant-based friendly. It's a plant-based dinner party. And if I remember correctly, I think we make swamp gumbo with forbidden black rice, which is really awesome. So you make a whole dinner party. I am dressed up like a silly person. So if you get it for no other reason than to laugh and watch it on Halloween, then feel free. I forget which one it was. I think it might be the plant-based dinner. Cheryl may have come in and danced in her Jack Skellington costume even. And then on the Harry Potter Halloween, because you guys, most of you already know I'm a big Harry Potter head. I just like living in that fantasy world, and that is it. But we make butterbeer syrup, and it is not so much whole food plant-based. It is not unavoidably so, except for butterbeer, you are using full-fat coconut milk. You have the option to put some butter in there, obviously vegan butter. But I do talk about a way that we could do something similar with a date caramel as well. Hey, Lydia, it's good to see you. So I'm trying to think of what else is in the classes. I make cockroach clusters because you know I love saying cockroach clusters. And in fact, I'm planning out the rest of the year in Kathy's Cooking Club, and I think one of our holiday gift idea is going to be based off of the cockroach clusters. Which is basically a date with some peanuts stuffed in it. You can put little pretzels for legs and dip it in the melted chocolate and put little eyeballs on it. But instead, for the holiday class, I think what we'll do is maybe stuff it with some cashew or almond butter, maybe flavored with a little bit of orange flower water. I don't know. I have like 8,000 sticky notes from last night. I have like 6 of them here, and I have them all over my desk. So hopefully those classes will go up soon too. Hey, Jen, it's good to see you. And 1, Mary, 2, and 3. I like that. And Mary said, just joined in and missed where to sign up for these classes. So depending on what platform you're on, somewhere around there. So usually down below, if you are in Facebook, you may have to click on my face while I'm talking so that it gets big on your screen, and then it'll be to the right-hand side. I know Joanne's saying my favorite holiday is upon us. I know, and I feel like I've already missed Halloween. I know I haven't, But like, I have a new ramen bowl, spooky ramen bowl, and spooky ramen noodles, and I haven't even been able to do anything with them. So anyhow, and actually I can, let's do this really quick. I will show you so I can say it out loud. It is kathyhester.thrivecart.com 2022-Halloween-cooking-class-bundle. So it's a lot easier to just click in the description of this video, honestly. If you're on YouTube, there's a little thing that you can click. So when you get here, what I want you to see is that it'll say 25, it says minus $25 because I've clicked through already. So it's got this, but right there is the code. Okay. So you should have a place to do the code. So we'll copy that. And if I entered in my information, sign me up for Kathy's newsletter. I always do some sort of upsell, which sounds so sneaky, but basically I give you a big discount on a class. So we just did the pumpkin class last month, and you can get it for 15 bucks if you wanted to by clicking here. It's not automatically clicked, and once it's gone, it's gone. See how it changes down at the bottom? Okay, so we're going to say we're not going to get that. We'll come over here, and it already took it, but here's the thing where it says have a coupon code, right? So you're going to want to go underneath it. See? So don't do it here. Actually, let me go to a different browser where I haven't used it yet. I've been making videos for Kathy's Cooking Club. Okay, look. So see, now it doesn't do that. So you can even copy it here, because that's the code. That's a note for me saying don't do it. Do not buy this for $25. I'll be mad at you. So come down here and click on that little arrow, put the code in, and then you have to click apply. And then voila, it is $0. And hopefully that helped a little bit. Oops, I'm showing you stuff again. Look how dark it got so quick. I have no idea. I never say that my pronunciations are correct. And I guess I could almost take you guys inside. I don't know where Cheryl went. Or I'd tell her to turn on the outside lights. But we can just have this little, like, don't you feel like you're hanging out with me, like, in the evening on my deck? 'Cause you are. But anyhow, the ramen is super cool. And Kathy says, I think I would enjoy offering cockroach clusters to my guests. Plus, I'm going to ask, hey, Cheryl, will you turn on the lights? She doesn't know I'm on live. Let's see if this makes it any better. Okay, that's one light she's turning on. Oh, that's good. Okay. That's the light right inside the house. That actually works really pretty well. I'm sorry, I'm getting things in my glasses. You can hear them. Joanne says you can hear the evening noises. You can hear all the bugs. It got up into the 70s today. And see, I'm just having my water like a good person, but look at my cool cup I bought last year. Speaking of Halloween, that works perfect, Cheryl. I'm actually on a live. But no, look, come look at over here.
It looks good. I just was going to see if this
is going to be too bright, but we could try it. So, because there are more people on, I thought, pretty spotlight looking. I know. This is actually, there's windows, and that's a light in the house. And now I know I can hang out with you at night if I want to. I don't think we need that.
I'm trying to figure out how you make it work.
Okay. So, but basically, I just kind of, and what do you guys want to do for Halloween? What are you doing? I think I am going to make my vegetable pot pie that you can get on healthyslowcooking.com. I think it's Spooky Skull pot pie. I did it for the potato people, and I made some pie crusts, and then I cut things out. You could also just do a stew. Yeah, that's okay too. I have a big thing on my glasses though, but okay. It's
Too much?
well, it's just on my glasses. Really funny. But if you want here, have it go towards there. Yeah, I think that sort of works too because that bounces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for all the tech talk today. Um, you can do it because pie crust is not whole food plant based friendly, unfortunately. But another thing I've done is you can make biscuits and you can use vegan yogurt in place of like the coconut oil or the vegan butter or things like that. And then I take my skull cookie cutters and my ghost cookie cutters and cat cookie cutters and all those things and cut either from the pie crust or biscuits and cook on top. And if you have my vegan slow cooker cookbook, the one that I do I do a biscuit topped stew in there. And I don't remember if I call it a pot pie or what I call it, honestly. Um, but yeah, I feel like I haven't gotten to do as much with Halloween with moving all the things from Kathy's cooking club. Oh yay! One Mary, two and three did it. It's and the thing is why not just have some fun? So again, if you don't want to be tempted by anything, you could just watch the plant-based dinner class if you're whole food plant-based. If you're going to be doing something maybe with kids or grandkids, we make pumpkin juice, we make butter beer in the Harry Potter class. There was some Harry Potter trivia questions. So, and Joanne, I totally remember you were there because I remember hearing your voice going, who's that? Because I never get to hear your voice, so I feel like I know you completely. Um, and so people were on that platform were able to speak and ask questions and answer questions. So it was kind of fun. Um, I did the kitchen all up a bazillion ways. Right now, I don't know if I'm going to do anything broadcasty on Halloween, but if I end up making dinner for us, I might. Um, oh, this is awesome. Kathy is going to take her chair over to her neighbors. She's going to have candy set up at the base of her driveway, and we're going to have fun seeing all the kids in the neighborhood in their costumes. Oh, Gina, you can't sign up for it. Can you tell me what the error message is? And my hair is like all kinds of funky. I need to get it cut again. I love the new haircut, but I'm wondering how often I have to get this haircut. And Gina, also, if somebody's trying to sign up for this and you aren't sure how, you could either email me at kathyhester@gmail.com or support@healthyslowcooking.com, and that's where you get Cheryl. Um, oh, Amber, thank you so much for getting the pumpkin one. Yeah, pumpkin is awesome. The pumpkin class and the apple class, I will say my naming conventions have been less creative the past 2 months with moving everything from Podia to Thrivecart. But, you know, you do what you got to do sometimes. But everything's really good. We made pumpkin biscuits and pumpkin tamales. They're pumpkin oil-free tamales. And I know we made pumpkin gingerbread, I think, and something else that was it. It was a tasty class. Um, Lydia says, I have your slow cooker book and love it. I'm debating if I should get a slow cooker because I don't have one anymore. That's a good question. And you guys were just hanging out chatting, so you can ask pretty much anything you want. And Gina, don't forget to email me about this because I'm not forgetting about you, but send me your email. And if you email me, I'll have your email. And then if there's a problem, I can add you to the class. Okay, but it could be if you had gotten it before, you might have it now. So if you have an account on Thrivecart, sign in, and then see what you have in your dashboard. Okay, so let's go back to Lydia's question. Should I get a slow cooker? Okay, I still use my slow cooker. I do. I wasn't able to find my like regular old one, and what I have done, I noticed that the light is getting worse, so maybe let's try this. This it looks like I have a ghost. Me and my ghost friend will talk to you today about many things. um, so I have a really fancy slow cooker that someone sent me a bazillion years ago before I even lived in this house. So more than 10 years ago. And it's got a 360 stainless steel pot on it. And I've been using that some. I did just get the Instant Pot Dutch oven, and I was hoping to do an unboxing live today about that, but that didn't happen. So I hope if I don't do it this week, because I teach classes on Wednesday and Thursday for different places, that I can get it done by the weekend. And it acts as like a slow cooker, but it also will sear and saute, kind of like the old Ninja, whatever they were, the slow cooker ninjas that aren't around anymore, but it looks like they're putting out a new one this year. If you have an Instant Pot, um, what you can do, you can slow cook in your Instant Pot with a few caveats. And one of those is don't bake on slow cooking in your Instant Pot. Just don't. Trust me. That's like doing a double backflip off the top of my house and expecting to land on my feet. It's not going to happen. Um, it's just too many things removed. So you can bake some in your Instant Pot where you're really steaming and making these beautiful, yummy things, which is great for oil-free baking. The other thing that's weird is you don't want to cook dried beans in your Instant Pot on the slow cooker setting. Of course, you can cook dried beans on the pressure cooker setting. So if you're doing something like a chili with canned beans, you can use your slow cooker setting on that. So the reasoning for that is me and other people, the timing is just crazy off, just like ridiculously off. So that's why we do that. So Lydia, hopefully that helps a little bit. And I'm going to come down the list here. And Kathy says, speaking of pumpkin, is there much difference in the taste of things if you don't use pie pumpkins and use a Halloween carving pumpkin? No. I think they taste pretty much the same. The reason you want to use a pie pumpkin is because sometimes these little pie pumpkins have as much flesh as a larger pumpkin. So those carving pumpkins have a thin amount of flesh. Pie pumpkins have a thicker amount of flesh. But I think they taste about the same. And don't forget, like, depending on, and we still haven't done our pumpkin outing to the produce stand because you can get like one of those garden pull carts of pumpkins full for $99. And you know I need that. And they had some good eaten pumpkins. And by that, I mean they had like Cinderella pumpkins. They had some blue Hubbard squash and things like that. So we're definitely going to take a trip there. I'm going to figure out when. And I might even post it ahead of time instead of just coming on like I did tonight. Um, and Joanne says, I have all your books. She has all my paperbacks and some on Kindle. Joanne is the best. She is like the sweetest to me. And Anne says, I'm having trouble with a password reset and received a new one. It's still not opening. And why don't you email either support@healthyslowcooking.com and or kathyhester@gmail.com, and either Cheryl can do it now while I'm on live. But it seems like when we send a reset from the admin side of things, it seems to be working. I don't know if that's a little glitch with ThriveCart, but once we get all this move over with, it should just be a done deal. And sometimes I'm noticing that ThriveCart will cache an old password. So if you logged in one way a week ago, so you could try and do it in a different browser, and by browser I mean like Chrome, Internet Explorer, something like that. Or you could try and clear your cookies in your browser. And if that seems like just way too much work, email support@healthyslowcooking.com or kathyhester@gmail.com. Lydia, I am just trying to figure that out because what happens is they keep upping the sizes on those so very much. Let me put the focus on. I don't know if you guys heard that little noise or not. Um, I used to love, and I guess I still do, there was the Cuisinart 3.5 4-quart. I prefer a 4-quart slow cooker or somewhere thereof, and it's very hard to find something that's not 6 or 8. So what you'll find is, like with recipes in the vegan slow cooker, are geared for 4-quart unless it states otherwise. So you may have to add extra liquid in there just so things don't burn, because if it's not, it needs to be full to whatever the manufacturer's recommended amount is, and that's usually a half to like 3/4 full. And what happens, let's say, think of a 6-quart and you just have this onion. So, of course, there's a lot of extra heat going on and it's just going to cook faster and it's more likely to burn. It's totally doable, though. I haven't used this Dutch oven yet, so I'm hoping that I like it, but I don't know if I will. And it's very large and it's very heavy. I think in my head, I was thinking it was going to be the size of my little 4-quart Dutch oven. Um, but it's a 6-quart as well. And actually, I'm not even sure my Dutch oven is that I use all the time is 4 quarts. So that will be interesting to see and to kind of gauge that. What I would do if I were you in one right now, and I will say that 360 stainless steel one is awesome, but it's like, I think it's like $300. So I think it's not in everyone's reach. It wouldn't be in mine, except they gave it to me. But the pot you can use to do everything else with. So if you're looking for a really good pot that just happens to have a slow cooker warmer bottom thing that you can use, um, but I usually get the least expensive one that looks okay. You do want it to have like a low, high, and warm if you can. And you don't really need it to have a whole lot of stuff going on with it, really. Okay. Joanne says her husband doesn't find it as exciting as she does about having all my books and the Kindle versions. And oh wow, I saw that one. Are you talking about the 360 stainless steel one? It is. I didn't use it because it just, usually I try to keep things kind of in line with what we can all get. Most of the time, there are times I push that, and I kind of pushed it with the Ninja Creamy, and that worked out for all of us. Um, but like the Cooking Pal, they sent it to me, and I was doing some work with them, and that was a much more expensive product than this was. Okay. And Joanne said that she's tried the slow cooker setting with beans and it didn't work, but switched to pressure and it saved the damn things. Absolutely. And the thing is it sounds so weird. It sounds like I'm making it up. I just looked over here. I look like I'm in a scary movie. And hopefully Cheryl won't scare the bejesus out of me and like wear a mask and come up behind me because I don't put it past her. But it looks super spooky. That, I think that one thing that's up there is still a tomato that's still trying to grow one. Um, Absolutely. The whole thing about an Instant Pot is you can press stop and go to the next setting, just like we do saute, right? We saute stuff up, stop, put our stuff in, put it on pressure cook. You could do the same thing if it was slow cooking and not working. So yay you, Joanne. I am not surprised about that. Oh, great. No, it worked. Okay, so Anne says it's worked, so I removed it, but oh, got it. You got it worked. Okay, cool. And no problem, Anne, or anybody else who's in Kathy's Cookie Club moving over. So I just made videos to help people move over. I know pretty much everyone here has already moved over. I've checked you all. I've been checking people off lists and stuff. Um, as the cooking club works a little bit differently. So I think it made some people nervous. So I made a couple of videos showing everybody. Um, and then Lydia says, can't wait for the unboxing. And then I'm going to be showing another French press that someone sent me that's kind of cool. It looks like the cleanup's going to be easy. And I need to make some cold brew coffee because I don't have any. So we'll be doing that soon. And I think is it coffee day or something like that soon? Maybe what should we make? Is there a coffee flavor or coffee syrup for fall you guys are like really missing? Should I make my fall spiced maple syrup again? Because I could do that. It's super easy. And you could do that with a date syrup as well if you don't do maple syrup. And Kathy says, are you still getting produce from the CSA? I'd been watching them, lost track when I had my knee surgery. It ended about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. When is it now? I think it ended in sometime in August. I was not as super thrilled with it as I was hoping to be, right? So it wasn't bad. I didn't get bad produce from them, but I felt like in the spring when I was showing you guys every week, it was super exciting and good things. And then the summer, it was like a tomato, a cucumber, some lettuce. And I didn't think it was quite the deal I wanted it to be. There is a place here. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's somebody's fruit, but they get fruit from all over, kind of like the produce stand that I showed you. And between the two of them, that's good. So like if I don't pick what I want, just Thursdays, I get a magic bag. And so usually it's like a couple of bananas, some pears, apples, and orange, an avocado, and a few other goodies. I've actually gotten some really beautiful tomatoes from that. And it's a little bit less or the same price. And then the bags that I can get at the other produce are really nice too. And I need to take you guys to the farmer's market. I just haven't gone in a while, but I need to go before winter. Oh, I like that, Anne. I bet she's saying, I bet Joanne's husband enjoyed the recipes. That's awesome. And Paper Finesse was able to log in okay. Yay! I love hearing that. And Joanne, I would be eating at your house all the time if I lived near you. Joanne has a vegan cheese fridge. And that's all I need to say. Oh no, Ronnie, my beloved 6-quart Instant Pot Pro that I totally love died, and now I'm faced with making a major decision. Oh, IP Pro or IP Pro Plus, 6-quart or 8-quart. Okay, let's get into this for a minute. I don't know what the IP Pro Plus is, so let me pull up this, and I'll see what we can find out. Let's see what's in the Pro Plus. My initial knee-jerk reaction is that you don't need a plus, but I don't know what it is yet. Oh, you don't need it. It's the Wi-Fi smart one. In general, okay, and here let's do this, and I'll share, and we can look in here together. So it's $170. Also, you guys always hear me talk about this, but I never show you. So see how, look, Amazon Warehouse, and we'll just do Instant Pot Pro. Alrighty, we've got some cheaper ones here, which is basically, these are usually returns and things like this. Now, I don't know why, we can see why this one would be less, and there's actually one of the pros as well. This is how I usually buy my stuff. And you know what, Lydia, we could look up a slow cooker for you too if you want to. So let's look on here for a second. And so sometimes, like if now we're back in the regular place, But what you'll see is over here, new and used. Do you guys see that? Ooh. And I left a comment up over there too, so let me take that comment down. Sorry, guys. There we go. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Woohoo! And I don't know how I did that, but okay, that's how I'm doing that. Okay, now I'm ready. All right, so what does it say? So on here, it's got the same preheating, cooking, keep warm, slow cook, steam, yogurt, sous vide. It says canning again. Has anyone, so they tried to do canning with the Max, and here's my issue with that. And you know what? Let me just come back to you for a second and let's talk about this. I want to see the comments while we're doing it. Oh, Instant Pot has 25% off a purchase. And yeah, would love to see the farmer's market. I would love to. And in fact, there's this bagel place that's amazing. And yes, I ate the wheat bagel and it didn't make me get all swelly. All right, so it's wireless. And I'm assuming wireless as in you can do stuff with your phone, like Wi-Fi. A NutriBoost feature and a canning feature. So, okay, so let's talk about the canning feature for just a second. So in the Instant Pot Max, which is one of the ones I didn't have, it never got approved by the canning people, like the USDA or whoever does all the canning stuff. Because here's the thing, pressure canning is a serious business. And by that, I mean, if you don't actually get it up to the right temperatures and get all that stuff done, you could get sick. So if it doesn't say clearly that it's recommended by someone, because it never did before, I would not trust the canning. Now, this is for everybody listening. I have not done my research on this, and this is me just kind of knee jerking at the moment. But like when I'm looking over here, I'm not seeing that it's being recommended by anyone. And I'm going to keep looking down here. Wireless. It's got the updated Steam system, but that's in the Instant Pot Pro as well. It does have low-high custom temperatures, so that must be the NutriBoost. And then it has some venting buttons where you can do natural release, pulse, or quick. So I guess it is a different steam release system than the one. It's more similar to the last Milty before they stopped making them, because you could do something like that. So that's not a bad idea. And so the temperature doesn't have to do with NutriBoost. I'll have to read about NutriBoost. It does this canning, pressure, low, high, and max. I can try and look at, pressure cooking today. Let's see if she's reviewed it. She's lovely. She is not vegan, so you will see lots of non-vegan food on here. But let me go to her reviews. She does have an Instant Pot Plus review. I don't think I can put that in. I hate that I can't put things in the comments. And then, yeah, Joanne's kind of agreeing with me. You can die if you mess up in canning. So I really try not to be alarmist, because I eat stuff that's out of date. I do, so I'm not like super crazy about that. But the thing is when you're pressure canning things, you can pressure can things that acid level isn't high enough to keep the bacteria out. So, and actually here, I'll show you. This is the pressure cooking today. And I haven't read the review yet, but if you go here and look, there's the reviews. I would look there and see what she says. Yes, Joanne's awesome with fermenting. Um, and there's an app, but I'll tell you, there are other things I've used, like the Cooking Pal and some other things, and I tend not to use the apps. And Ronnie, you do a lot of cooking as well, so I'm not sure how much you would use the app as well. Okay, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to just see if I can look through this real quick and give you a better answer. I've not touched it or seen it, but I do trust her. Here we go. Pros and cons. There's a new touchscreen display that's large and appears to be made of the same durable glass as an iPhone. Once plugged in, touching anywhere on the screen wakes up the panel. Okay, pros, the large panel is really easy to read. Cons, the touchscreen knob combo can be confusing at first. It sounds kind of like the Ultra, and the Ultra makes me crazy. But again, it's if it's not immediately intuitive when you use the knob and when you touch screen, especially if you've owned a previous model with a knob. Let's see what else we got here. Cooking via the app. And Barbara says it was a cool feature, but never a must-have for us since we tend to be in the kitchen while we cook. You need an Android 5.0 or later and iOS 12 or later. And you can only connect on a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. Now, there are bigger ones and you may have it. The app's pretty easy to use. Cons, there's a limit on how much you can use. Yeah, you can't, because it goes back again to some of the things from slow cooking, where people are like, why do you cook for 8 hours and then go to warm? Why can't I have it hold and then turn on to cook in 8 hours? And that's because the food could kill you. Quite, you can't leave, if I'm doing oatmeal overnight or oatmeal and raisins or something like that, that's perfectly fine. But if I was going to put certain foods in and just leave them at room temperature for a long period of time, that's not safe. And so there is more. It still has two handles like the Pro, and I do like that. Okay, here's something about expanded pressure and venting options. Um, just like the Max, remember that's what I was saying, the Max was the one that had the canning before. You can select from low, high, and max pressure options. The Pro Plus has a natural pulse and quick pressure option. Blah, blah, blah. And if you change the pressure, you're going to have to change the cooking time. So, like if you're using a cookbook that I developed with a 6-quart Instant Pot Duo, you're going to have to reduce the time. Oh, the NutriBoost may not be what you think it is. The NutriBoost is that thing where the setting releases steam periodically during the last 15 minutes of pressure cooking. It's not really a pressure release, but basically it's because when you release the pressure, what's in there can boil. That's also why it's nice to let it rest for 10 minutes before you release the pressure. So basically, it kind of stirs it. So that can be really good. But it's also kind of an experiment. I know about the cooking lid. I'm just trying to find out if she talks about the canning. I can't see your comments while I'm doing this, so okay. It talks about canning on page 33 and 34. So let's get that manual open. Preview not available. Okay, so here I'm going to come back in. I tend and let it be known that if it is cool and exciting, I want it. Okay? But even I tend to be techy and I find that Wi-Fi on cooking appliances isn't always helpful, but it adds a lot to how much they cost. It also adds more to things that can break. In my opinion, this is just an opinion. I've not tried this product. It could be the best thing since sliced bread. It could be the best thing since air fried potatoes. Um, but let's see what else we got here. Um, and Kathy said I'd be in trouble if I got wireless. Can't tell you how many times I accidentally set off my garage door opener. That's awesome. I have no garage, or I can imagine doing the same thing. Um, yeah, it doesn't have a vent button that you push, but I think what you do, like, so you set it up for it's going to be X minutes at high or low pressure, and then you pick, I want it to vent naturally, I want it to vent that. I am going to go on a limb and say probably pressing the button manually may override that at the end. Um, oh, Mona, it's good to see you. Um, I know. This is the weirdest. I was just going to talk until the sun set, and then we realized when Cheryl turns on the light, I can just be out here. Isn't it spooky? Ooh. Um, yeah, the kiss method is the best. Keep it simple. Um, keep it simple, sweetie. I don't like to say stupid, but because I say that in my own head far too much. Um, but I don't want to say it to you either. So, Ronnie, I don't know that there's a bad choice, but I would seriously look into. I know Mona says I need something behind me, and I said I wonder if Cheryl's watching this and if she's going to like sneak up with a mask on and scare me to death, so that I die here on YouTube Live. That should up my viewership. Just kidding. I wouldn't die. I would pee myself though, probably. So let's not find that out. Um, but I know there's no good moon or anything right now either. So, although it looks like there must be some lights on out front or something because the trees are all lit up over there. That's great. Um, so I will say this. Yeah, it's true. I know it's true, Joanne. And some things are harder than others, and when we're talking about Instant Pots, okay, I love my Instant Pot. You guys know that. I've done a dozen classes using it. I just did a soup class, and all I did was use Instant Pots. I've got 2 cookbooks. Um, oh, go to Pressure Cooking Today. Pressure Cooking Today, if you look that up, Ronnie. And then you can look at her other reviews too. She's also reviewing the new Instant Pot crisp lid one that looks a little more like the Ninja version of the Foodie. And I don't have that either because I love my Instant Pots. What I don't love about Instant Pots is how often they come out with new models that I don't always see as an improvement. Um, I do, and for everybody watching now, like if I finally opened my Instant Pot Pro that I bought last Black Friday because I unboxed Dawn's live then from her house to get the handled container out because I have the precursor to that, which is like the something Duo Ultra that was available at Williams Sonoma for like all of 5 or 6 months. And then the next thing I know, they came out with the Pro. Luckily, they're really pretty close in how they do, and that they both have the same pot that I can exchange and things like that, between the two. When I do classes, it's nice to have 2 pots or 3 pots set up and just have me change out the liners. That's not, so you don't have to have a lot of liners unless you're teaching. Um, Joanne, I love the pressure cooker. Good start. Pressure cook, start. And I think that's a good way to do it too. Because even when you're first starting to do the Instant Pot, it's a little bit confusing that you saute, then you press stop, and then you press pressure cook. So, but like, I have to get some new models anyhow, just so I can help you guys. Um, but like with the Milfies, and I like the Milfies, but now they're not making them anymore. So I gave my last Milfie away, um, my the receptionist at my chiropractor is just moving out of her parents, and she scored the mother load because I got my new Breville food processor. She's got my Cuisinart food processor. She got my old Ninja blender. She got the good Milthy. So she got all kinds of yummy stuff. So I do kind of try to cycle through things when I can. Um, oh, Kathy, I feel the same way. Like even just now with her saying the Instant Pot Pro Plus, I was like, no, not the Instant Pot Pro Plus. What are we doing? And when there's a Black Friday or Amazon Prime Day, all the advice on what model goes. And so here's the thing, and I say this all the time. If you are going to get one, the Instant Pot Duo has been here since almost the beginning. It was not the first one, it was the second one. It was a true large improvement. Um, they've worked great. Uh, and it's awesome. I think unless you're a larger family, 6-quart is probably enough. I will also say I have one 8-quart, and I think the 8-quart is just a duo. But I've blown a fuse with it because it pulls a little more power than the 6-quart. For you guys, that won't be an issue because you won't have an air fryer and 2 blenders and 3 Instant Pots going at the same time in an older house that doesn't have its fuses separated the way it should. Um, so I always recommend that. One of the reasons I like the Pro is that it really gives you a lot of information about where it is as far as the pressure coming up, and so you're not guessing and just kind of going, well, why isn't that coming up? It lets you know what part of the process it's in. Um, Also, I do love because this is the Pro or the Pro Plus. Did you notice it had a little plastic part over where steam comes? So it makes it into a finer mist. So you're able to release things faster, which works really well for me in classes. So now I'm not releasing the pressure for 15 minutes. But again, if I wasn't doing classes, that wouldn't be that important. I like the handles. And I did buy the extra thing that you can put ice in to help the pressure release faster, but I've never used it. Maybe I'll talk about it maybe I'll try it sometime, but with the mist being so fine, I've never really needed it. You guys got more questions for me? Let's see if I missed anything. I'm going to take a drink of water. I was not planning on spending the evening here, but I do have some Halloween stuff, and I do have some fall creamy recipes that are going to be coming up soon too. I got some chestnuts. Um, and Ruddy says right on the progress bar in the plastic cup steam release. Yeah, that it's very nice. It's faster to come up to steam and faster to release steam. And certainly after Saturday's class, I would say that's true because it was the first, I was using a Duo, and then I was using the Duo Crisp, which is the one that comes with the air fryer lid that Instant Pot did send me. Um, I'm glad you're having fun. I feel like we should be telling scary stories. And you know what, Lydia? Let's look up real quick. Let me go back to Amazon, and I'll show you how I would look. 'Cause if you guys want to see that 360 slow cooker, I'll show you. But don't yell at me because it's expensive. Oh, that's just the base. How's the base $120? Do they not sell it anymore? Here, let's see. Interesting. So you might, those of you who haven't gotten a slow cooker, because you could put a stainless steel pot on here. Let's see. It was in here just the other day. This happens to me all the time. And see, there's fancy ones like Calphalon and but you don't really need those. A regular old pressure cooker does fine. But see, like 10 quart, unless you want to make chili for the next year and a half, you don't really need that. Okay, let's see if we can do 360 6 quart and see what it says. See, because my pan is something like, I don't know, it's like one of those. So it is a 360 pot. It looks like they're not putting them together now. Okay, going to go to Amazon Warehouse. We're going to look up slow cooker. And one thing I will say that I think is super worth it is a 2 quart slow cooker, or 2 or 3 quart slow cooker if you live by yourself or just with 2 people who don't eat a whole lot. So the elites can run a little bit hot, and it looks like they're not available necessarily right now. They do this to me all the time. Okay, let's look up 2 quart and see if we can even find a 2 quart. There's the elites. Oh, look how cute that is. I have no idea if that's going to run hot. It probably will. And by run hot, it just means you have to add a little extra liquid. Oh my God, that is so cute. If you love Star Wars, I think it may be for you. I love all those things. They have some Star Wars Instant Pots too. Did you guys know that? Oh, look, see, there's Captain America. There's a lot of licensings that work with the 2 quarts. And see, look, there we go. Avengers, Spider-Man, and this is all on the sale ones, but let's go ahead and go back. Oh no, now we're in the all. Um, but another way, if you can't get to the warehouse, because you can only get that drop down on a computer, you can then just kind of come in and then see what you find. So it'll say like more buying choices. And usually under those, see, what'll happen is on this side, it'll say new. It might say damage, comes in damaged box or something like that too. Always be careful. This one costs money to ship. This one doesn't. Okay, so let's just go back to slow cooker. Let's go, instead of by featured, let's go by average customer review. You guys, Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's 7 quart, and that's bigger than I'll ever use for me personally. But it is awesome. And I would, oh, these things are so huge. 7. There's Mickey Mouse. There's a little Star Wars. Good Lord. Let's see if we can find a 4 quart. And Lydia, I don't know how many people you live with, so it could be a 7 quart, could work great for you. That's a 2 quart for about 20 bucks. Oh my gosh, this used to be like a $20, $25 product, this red crock pot. Things are going up now, and that's got a metal shearing pot. Also, Ninja is doing something else. I'll show you that. This is the newer version of the cheaper 4 quart I used to have. So that's fairly expensive for a slow cooker. And so probably what I would try to do, because these things have gone up quite a bit. There's a 4.5. Here, let's look in the warehouse and see if we see anything there. There's a Hamilton Beach for 35. Yeah, these are not super cheap anymore. You could also go, oh, there we go. This one's cheap, 3 quart. Hamilton Beach. Nope, it's already sold. Let me show you Ninja Kitchen. It's going to go to the ice cream maker, but we'll go to the count. Is it the Speedy? Let's see. They just announced something new. They announced a bunch of new things. They've got, see all my coupons coming up? these are some of the different things, the possible pan. I wonder, this. This is a lot like the original Ninja slow cooker because you can sear on it. Let's see if can we make that big? No? Does it have anything closer? Ooh, there's a utensil. No, you don't need a utensil. But you can bake in it and steam in it and different things. It has bottom, side, and steam heat. With as much as the others are, that's not so bad. Um, I used to have a couple of the original Ninja ones like that for the revised vegan slow cooker, and I did like it, but they stopped making them. And I did see at the International Houseware Association that they were going to be coming back out with it. So it's real similar. That's going to be pretty similar to this Instant Pot Dutch oven as well. I got mine from Amazon Warehouse. Shocker. Whenever I'm looking for newer appliances, I always go. It's also really great to hit Amazon Warehouse after there's been a Prime Day sale or their like Black Friday, because what happens is people buy it compulsively and then they return it. And just because they returned it, sometimes, most of the time, the things I get are completely sealed, completely just like they were. They were like, I spent $200 for an appliance and that box is broken or that box is dented. I'm not even going to be bothered. So let that be your gain. I mean, I've saved. That's how I got that Breville food processor. I got that on Amazon Warehouse for like, was it like $230 instead of $500? So, yeah, there we go. All right, here, let me come back. Doo, doo, doo. All right. And saying if I bake at 350 empanadas, would air frying work at 400? It's going to depend if you have an egg style enclosed with a basket fryer or like a Breville toaster oven air that's more like a large toaster oven. The larger toaster ovens will take more time, even though they'll be quicker than the ovens. And the ones that are like eggs are going to be even faster because they heat up so fast. So what I would do is I would do it for 400, and my air fryer rule of thumb, I'll say that again. Rule of thumb is 5 minutes. Check it. Do it for 5 minutes more. Check it. And after your first batch, you'll know exactly what the right timing is for that particular device or air fryer. So that's how I do, because I have another new air fryer, the Ninja one that goes up like Joanne's husband has on the boat. Because I thought that was pretty cool. Joanne says, someone's wondering about being fed. I've got to go. We ate lunch at like 3. So, and I'm ready to go to bed. The dog had had his teeth cleaned, and he had a couple of little tiny growths removed. So we've been like paying good attention to him and feeding him sweet soft food. And being a dog, the soft food isn't necessarily agreeing with his tummy, and so every time he passes gas, he wakes himself up frightened. So he did that all night long. Today is a dry food day because his teeth are better. He only had to have one little tooth removed that was partially gone. Um, but I'll let you guys know there is one little biopsy they're doing because they couldn't get all of it, but hopefully that'll all be fine. These were just tiny, like kind of like big moles more than anything. Kathy says, yeah, it happens to her. Like when looking for something, I log off, and the next day it's back on Amazon. And what could have happened is somebody put it in their cart before I went to look for it, and then it'll go. And it's just you and your husband. So for me and Cheryl, sometimes I'll do soups, grits, oatmeal, things like that in a 2 quart. And that's plenty for not having leftovers. And I do have it's an older book called Vegan Slow Cooking for Two, or Just You. And there's some layered meals and different ideas you can get from that. I would not get more than a 4-quart slow cooker, honestly, because I think you'll end up with more than you need, unless you want to make a lot ahead and freeze. Um, oh, Victoria, what do you need? Which one? Is it the Mickey Mouse one? Oh yeah. Oh, she says I have a Mickey Mouse Instant Pot. Yep. There's Mickey Mouse everything. There is a store in some malls called Lunchbox. And Lunchbox has all these mini slow cookers for all these different brands. Um, I'm waiting for a Harry Potter one. And Ronnie says she uses the slow cooker feature for her bean mixtures and grain mixtures. In the Instant Pot, and you've been successful with the bean mixtures, there's with the grains, I'm trying to remember, it's been a while, with like oat groats, wheat berries, things like that. There is a setting on the Instant Pot. In the grain setting, there's always like it layers. So you push it once, it says one time. You push it a second time, it says another time. And it will soak it kind of in warm water and then finish cooking it. So I've done that before. Okay, let's see. You could wait for Black Friday. I mean, I will tell you, okay, Black Friday made me just a nervous wreck last year. So if there are two things I'm thinking of putting on sale myself, and I'm going to do it far before Black Friday or after that because I don't want to mess with it. I If I can manage it, usually I try to keep a board on Amazon, my Amazon influencer thing, and I try to put up all the things I find and talk about them a little bit. Maybe maybe if I can manage, or maybe we'll have a jammy day and I'll talk in my robe and have my coffee and we can find things together on Amazon. If you guys think that's fun, let me know. We could do something like that. Um, and yes, Lydia, it is Max that had the surgery, but he's doing great. It's a friend of mine had some skin surgery too, and it's amazing how big they cut for a tiny little thing. But he's doing great. And honestly, he hasn't even been wearing his cone. As long as we're with him, he's not licking. It's awesome. Um, but I tell you what, if I see something super good, I'll let you guys know. Oh, look, I'm being spammed again. Let me see if I can go to, don't click on anything that looks like you shouldn't click on while we're live. Yep, there we go again. Woo! Um, so I think that's the sign that, yeah, I will keep you updated on the baby. He's such a good boy. He's been such a good boy. I was worried because he is 11, and this was about the last age that we really wanted to put him under anesthesia unless it was an emergency. But his teeth were just not good. We got him when he was 2, and his teeth already weren't plaque wise. They weren't, because he's missing a tiny little tooth there, and then evidently he's missing something else. Oh, thanks, Bona, for that. Makes me feel better. I guess eventually I'm going to have a moderator, and if you guys are interested in maybe doing some moderation here or in the Vegan Recipes Cooking with Kathy Hester group, I know I asked that before and then I didn't follow through. So if you told me you did before, will you tell me again? And just email me at kathyhester@gmail.com. I may set you up so that you could stop it, because evidently I need more than one person because you guys can't all just pop on whenever I pop on. Think of other things you're looking for as far as things you want me to keep an eye out on Amazon and other places. I'm trying to think. I do have a few other things that I'm going to be demoing. Things that I want to do in the future. I want to do like a nooch off because I have a bunch of different kinds of nutritional yeast, and I was thinking it would be kind of fun to taste all of those. And we could do some things like that. And I still hope to at least do one or two little Halloween lives before Halloween or on Halloween, because I do feel like moving everybody from Podia to Thrivecart has kind of been a little bit the bane of my existence. But I basically took today off and yesterday off to kind of let my brain recoup, because I've moved over 80 classes and 4,000 students. And then today I've been going through some spreadsheets for people who are in Kathy's Cooking Club and hadn't updated their accounts yet, so they don't lose dates. So if you're watching this and you're a member of Kathy's Cooking Club, make sure you go log in, go into your dashboard. If you do not see the soup and the stew class right now, that means you have not gone over. And so if you need to, email support@healthyslowcooking.com or kathyhester@gmail.com so we can set you up. I do not want you to miss even one single day, or to not be able to get to the recipes, because the recipes are over on Thrivecart, and until you have that login, it's just not going to be there for you. Okay, well, I think I'm going to go, since now we've had our exciting spamminess, and I'll go take that down. But it was lovely chatting with all of you guys, and it's so funny that we talked into, like, I feel like, so one of the things I'm going to be doing soon too, so you guys may have seen the solo stove. Julie and I did that, and I am going to do one and do toasted marshmallows again. And this, since I can do it like this, maybe we can have that behind. Oh, Kathy, I think that you're over. You're all over already. And I'll double check on you, but I thought um, you weren't on the naughty list today. And so nobody misses any of the classes they had on Podia. So any classes you bought on Podia, and in fact, if in the olden times you bought classes on Teachable, I moved those to Podia, and then your records move over to Thrivecart. So no one was left behind. The only thing that's a little tricky is Kathy's Cooking Club, and that's just because it's a membership. So I went through and made sure that everybody had codes so they wouldn't lose any days on their membership, because you paid obviously on Podia. So let's say you still should have 15 days. So I made it where you click through this link and it doesn't charge you for 15 days. So I went through all the members and even did math for you so that that wouldn't happen. So I just need everybody to come on through. I think what happens is that people see all the other classes and think that they've done it all, and they haven't. So you will get one or two emails today if you haven't done it. And Kathy, I will email you personally if you have not done it, but I am actually, let me go look at my spreadsheet. I think you got the green. Do I still have those up? Of course I don't have those up anymore, do I? Nope. I don't have them up. I closed it. But I'm almost positive you're on the good side. Oh, good. That's awesome. Okay. And it was fun hanging out with all you guys. Big hugs. I will talk to you soon. Again, check your email if you're in Kathy's Cooking Club. Make me a happy person. I want to feel the completion circle close all the way, so that I can turn everything off on Podia. And I am going to turn things off, because then the last stragglers will start emailing me that they can't get to anything. But I don't want you to have to do it that way. I want everything to be smooth. And I've done the best I can to roll out the red carpet for you over on Thrivecart, and we're going to have such a nicer time. Also, I'm going to be working on November and December classes. So obviously there's going to be a gift class in December. Do you guys want a Thanksgiving class? Or would you rather have like a cheese ball and cheese spreads and a lasagna class? So I'll check back and watch these messages and see what you guys say. I'll probably send out an email too, but I'll be putting up November classes. Hopefully November, December, and January all at the same time, so I don't have to think about it. Okay, big hugs. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your night, okay?